Okay, so we installed Apache, so now we have to install MySQL. This can be a few more steps. Some distributions will already have it. How do I edit this web page? I'll show you. It's pretty cool. Maybe. God. So it's going to be in var www. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to use. I'll use Vim. So here's the web page that we're looking at right now. This is the CSS. You can tell it's a default CSS or default index.html blah.html because the CSS is embedded within the HTML, which per HTML5 standards, you want to contain all of your CSS and pull your styling from a separate styles.css file, if that makes sense. So let's go find the header. It's going to be h1. There's a reason why I wanted to open this up in a different text editor. There we go. Okay. So what if we there it is. Okay. So just a demonstration on editing. Okay, so we installed MySQL, right? Yes. Okay, so now we need to sudo MySQL secure installation. Yeah, the first thing we want to do is lock it down. I'm just going to enter. The new password will be yes. 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 We might need to adjust that when we set up PHP MyAdmin, which is the MySQL Server database from the browser, which is pretty cool. So now when we go to sudo MySQL, there we go. So what's the commands? Status. Okay, very good. So the help commands are going to be your best friend. I was just seeing maybe if we can install PHP MyAdmin now, but no, that's going to be another phase. So there it is. That's the that's the database. So the database is almost ready to be prepped. Now we have to install PHP. So sudo apt install PHP. I did have a script for this that will install everything, or install all this, but I wanted to actually list out the commands for demonstration purposes, and I can't spell. I can spell. And there's going to be a few changes we'll have to make for this. Now PHP is it's the preprocessor hypertext. So it's very similar to HTML, only you are building the back end of a website behind the scenes. So this is the front end right here. What you're looking at is strictly HTML and CSS. So if we go to page source, you'll see the code that I just modified. It's actually not code, it's markup language. If anyone says, hey, I know HTML, so I'm a programmer, it's not. HTML is a markup language. It's CSS, you can probably make a better justification, but no, it's still essentially it's styling. So cool, very cool. All right. So now we have installed. So let's go to we'll have to modify the index in the directory index in Apache's. So let's go sudo vim etc. Alright, very good. So we're going to want to find index.php. Now I see how intuitive the VI or Vim editor is. Let's see if I can remember how to cut and paste. Okay, so D is to cut, and we're gonna go back over here. And then P is to paste. Very good. I'm gonna save it. And what we're going to want to do now is reload or restart the Apache server. Well, essentially, it's like restarting a service in Windows. Now we can go status, and it's running. So now let's go back to this browser here. Yes, it's very good. Awesome. Actually, let's... Okay, so now let's see if PHP is in fact installed. So if we go to no, not that one, but we're making progress. See that? Okay, so info. Oh, duh. Okay, I have to create the file first. Okay. So before we go any further, let's install any additional plugins we might need. Just trying to look at the source code. Alright, so apt search. Wow, this microphone's getting in my way. There, so it's loading. Okay, so very good. So if nothing would show up, we'd have to install it. Looks like all the packages are installed that I need for now. Very good. So if I wanted to create a domain on here, I'd have to give it a set a domain name. We'll do oh, it's Tyler's lamp, and we'll want to update permissions. We're not gonna mess around with Apache anymore. We'll do that next time. What we'll do now is actually jump over to the actually, you know what? We'll just do it right in here. So sudo vim info dot. So most of you might have already actually seen or heard of PHP and various web applications that you use. So I want to open the tag, open the bracket. So that's PHP, PHP info. And we're going to close it. I can't remember how, it's been a while. No. There we go. See how they closed automatically now, and that's because the reason they're doing that. The reason it's indicating that is we went into the vim config file, remember, and we changed it so it would recognize file types. So pretty cool. So now, hopefully this works. I should just be able to refresh, and there it is. Pretty cool. So that's it. That's all we have to do to install that.